Okay, we will continue with the problems of functions. So there is a function here, f from r to r. It's a binary function, r to r itself. In general, they have taken. So f of x is defined as function when x value is positive, then it becomes 3x minus 5. F of x becomes 3x minus 5. When it becomes not positive, when x value is not positive, then 3x minus 3x plus 1, that is the formula. Now you have to find out, determine f of 0, f of minus 1, f of 5 by 3, f of minus 5 by 3. It's very easy, direct image you are trying to find. You're trying to find the image. Okay, f indicates that, f of x indicates that image. F inverse of x indicates that pre-image. Now, for finding f of 0, you're taking x as 0, correct? So in place of x, you're taking 0. So when do you take these two different functions? Depending upon the value of x. Here x is, which is 0. That's why I have to take this formula, not the first one. So take the second formula for the place of f of x. F of 0, substitute 0 for the x here, minus 3 into 0 plus 1, which becomes 1. Similarly, go for the next, it's minus 1, f of x. So x is here, again minus 1, x is minus 1, which satisfies second condition, less than 0. Therefore, I take same expression, 3 minus 3 into x plus 1. Compute that. In the similar way, we move on to next, that is f of 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is a positive value. Therefore, you should take the first expression. So 3x minus 5. Substitute it, simplify it. Similarly, f of minus 5 by 3. Since it is a negative number which comes in the second category, so take the second formula and compute it. So once this is done, we move on to the second one. Find out pre-images of all these elements. So how do we compute pre-images of all this? We'll start with the first one, f inverse of 0. So there is A here and mapping between B under F. So this is called as f of B, and the name of this is called as f inverse of B. A. F inverse of A. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Yes. A to B. B can be written as what? F
F
of
of
A.
A.
Okay. This is f of A. So what is this called? A is called f inverse of
F inverse of B.
B. Okay. F inverse of B. So these two are one and the same, and these two are the one and the same. You just computed this part over. Now you are trying to find the second one, f inverse of 0. So when you compute f inverse of 0, f inverse of 0, you need to check for f of, when you turn this or when you send this f towards this, f of x is 0. So for which value of x, f of x becomes 0? That you have to find. Already you have computed few values. In that you can fetch a value. Only for this condition, it gives 0. Is it not? So this becomes 0 can be written as f of x. F of x is equal to 0. When do you get f of x as 0? When x becomes 5 by 3. X becomes 5 by 3. Therefore, this becomes the pre-image for me. Therefore, f inverse of 0, f, if you take this towards this side, f inverse of 0 is equal to 5 by 3. I hope you understood. In the similar way, you need to compute for other also, other all these things. So F inverse of 1. That means you have to take all the x elements from R such that for what value of x, your f of x becomes 1. Is there any such condition in the previous? Yes, there is a condition. When I substitute x value as 0, I am getting 1. That's why this becomes my pre-image, 0. In the similar way, when I substitute 2, x equal to 2, then also you are going to get 1. That you can verify yourself. Check that for which value f of, for what value of x, if I substitute x value here, 2, 3 into 2, that is 6 minus 5 becomes 1. Answer is 1. Okay, so that is f of x is, you are obtaining f of x as 1. Therefore, 2 can also be included. So any such combinations? No such combinations, only 2 and 0 will give you the result 1. So 2 and 0 are mapped onto 1. In the similar way, you can also check for other elements. For minus 1, for minus 1, f of x has to be minus 1. For what, for which value of x you will be getting whole value as minus 1. You need to verify that. It's only one value, that is 4 by 3. Similarly, f inverse of 3, for finding that f of x has to be 3. So what value of x would result? F of x value for me 3. That you can substitute that formula and simplify it. You will get x by 8 by 3 and 2 minus 2 by 3. In the similar way, minus 1 also you should compute. In the similar way, minus 6. Minus 6 won't come for any of the value. That's why it has become null. So in this part, I want you to try by yourself. F inverse of minus 5, 5, because already you know the procedure for computing individual value. Compute it for minus 5 and 5, both. Take a collection of union of both the values. Similarly, find out minus 6 and 5, then combine both. That becomes answer. And it's there in the material also, you can cross verify yourself.